And as we begin to call to order our executive committee meeting, the first of 2026, I want to, as chair, again say Happy New Year and extend a happy birthday to those that were not here at the previous meeting, to our own Mr. Al Burns, who is also celebrating his birthday today. Congratulations and happy birthday.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
And I just want to welcome everyone back and just hope that we have continued blessings throughout the year. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with this morning's meeting. I'm gonna first call and ask, do we have any public comment? Okay. So also moving forward, our first action item will be the approval of the minutes. So hopefully everyone had the opportunity to review or approve our November 5th, 2025 minutes. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? November 5th minutes approval carries. Now, moving on to our second action item, our CEO, Mr. Brad Miller, will provide us with the contract modification. Good morning, Brad.
Good morning, thank you. So, I'm sure you all recall that in October, with the PSA board approved changing when you gratefully completed my 2025 review process to agree to changing the process slightly moving forward in the sense that there would no longer be a separate vote on any compensation adjustment for me. It would just be included in the budget along and exactly the same as what the rest of the employees of PSDA get for that fiscal year. This is similar to more similar to the process that for Pinellas and Pinellas County, that Pinellas County does with their leaders. And so today's action recommended for the executive committee to make a recommendation to the board is the attorneys have just written that into the contract. You can see that on page 2, basically says that the board will still complete a performance evaluation just like you've done. And if the board scores the employee's performance as satisfactory or better, then the employee shall receive an increase in the employee's salary in accordance with the annual adjustment provided for all non-union employees. It's just in there. So this is just sort of memorializing what was approved in October by the board. Happy to answer any questions.
Does anyone have any questions in regard? I have one. And I don't know who this would be for. In the actual contract itself, and I know that it came about because of you and your services. But I think it should be something going across the board. This isn't just Brad Miller specific, it's the position, right?
Yeah.
Cause I think.
Well, this is an agreement, this is the agreement that PSDA specifically has between PSDA and me.
So this is only pertinent to your position, so if we could get another CEO, God forbid something happens, would that not transcend into that next person? Are we writing this for the person, or are we writing it for the position? That's just my question.
It's really just to me, if hopefully that's not the case, but in the case of a new CEO, there would be a new contract.
Okay,
It could be,
So this
it could
is
be the
just
board's position to keep it.
okay, so this is just
Proposal.
contract specific, okay, I just wanted to make sure if it was for the position itself or just for your tenure alone. Anyone else have any other?
I did, Chair.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Just, this is the first time I'm seeing this. Why is it tied to non-union employees?
Well, union employees, we base their salary adjustments or their wage adjustments based on their negotiated contract.
Right.
So those are on a 3-year basis.
I didn't know, how many do we have a lot of non-union employees here?
The vast majority of PSA employees are union employees that are covered by the collective bargaining agreements, and then the non-union is about a little bit less than 100.
Yeah, just curious.
Yeah.
Okay.
As the board does an evaluation, as you know, of me, and every non-union employee gets a performance evaluation based on merit. they have to be performing satisfactory. If you're in a union job, if you're a bus driver, you get an automatic increase, whether you're the worst bus driver or the best bus driver, as long as you show up on time.
Is the union, it's here, I just thought I'd ask a couple silly questions. The union here, is it specific for PSTA or is it a union like all across Florida that represents?
It's the SEIU, which is a international union, but there is a Florida SEIU. Who I just learned unfortunately yesterday that the Florida SEIU president died, just recently passed away, yeah.
Just recently,
Yeah, but anyway,
So they're members of the Florida SEIU.
Yeah.
yeah. Awesome, really I support the things and with there being no other questions, I'll entertain a motion to accept the contract modification.
So moved.
Second,
All in favor?
alright,
Alright, those opposed? Okay, well, congratulations, Mr. Miller, your contract modification has been approved by the committee to move to the board.
thank you.
Next, we will have our information items, and this is going to be the certification of the general administrative expenses. And joining us is Mrs. Debbie Leos to make that presentation. Good morning.
Well, good morning and happy new year to you all. So today's presentation will be a happy one.
Oh, yeah, so I'm sorry.
All right. So today we're gonna be talking about our PSTA general administrative costs. And as you recall from last year, there was new legislation that was introduced that requires PSTA and other transit authorities to be able to print out or put at a public meeting their general administrative costs. And there's goals that are related to this that FDOT has put forth. And we are to keep our administrative costs equal to the state average plus 20%. Now, the state goes ahead and looks at the National Transit Database to get those numbers from the previous year. So our goal is on that for our cost, general administrative costs, to be below that average. And then also to limit the increase in our administrative costs to 5% or less. So I've got some good news today. Last year we exceeded expectations and we're doing the same again this year. Another requirement is disclosure of our executive salaries, which is on our website. So what goes into general administrative costs? The state, when they looked at this last year, wanted to find a common thing that is for all transit authorities, and that is our National Transit Database. We do that every single year. There's information that goes into there, and that is what they're using because it's consistent. Now, the state came up with 2 tiers. We're tier 1 because we're a bigger agency. And then there's 2 tiers, so they base things off the averages for the tiers. Now, the NTD definition of general administrative costs includes more costs than what the state definition does. I want to be consistent. I want to follow, if they're using NTD as their base for this, I want to follow strictly the NTD definition. I don't have to, but I want to because I think it makes it cleaner and nicer. That means I'm putting more costs into our general administrative costs than I need to. So, been looking at a National Transit Database, or NTD, we can see that the state has come up over here with the cost for 2026. You can see the state as a whole, we heard this earlier at the legislative committee, things have gone down. Everybody's tightening their belts. So we have to be able to be equal to the 22.56%. They give us a cushion of 20%, so we have to be below 27.07%. So that's our top end that we cannot go over. So where does PSTA land? Well, we have come in at 13.77%. Last year we came in at 13.33%. There's been a change from the 2 years of only 3.61%. So PSTA is well below the state average. We didn't even need to look at the 20%. We are well below the 5% increase. So one of the things that's driving the increase from last year to this year is our healthcare benefits. That's the biggest piece of it. It went up by 7% this year. That helped to bring that up a little bit, but we've done a great job containing the costs. So we have to certify in this public meeting, and I'm going to read this, which I normally would not do, but I want to have this for the record. So PSTA certifies for fiscal '26 based on the adopted budget that is general administrative costs of 13.77% of total operating costs are less than the state DOT average for Tier 1 transit agencies of 22.56%. PSTA certifies that the fiscal 2026 general administrative expenses based on the NTD definition are growing at 3.61%, which is less than the threshold. So we are in good shape. That's the good news to start the new year. We also have this information, which is our executive summary of salaries, out on our website, including the benefits. And that concludes my presentation, but I'd be happy to take any questions.
Does anyone have any questions?
I would just like to say, thanks to everybody, that we are going to highlight this when we go up to Tallahassee, that our overhead expenses are essentially half of the statewide average. We're a very lean, doged organization already, is what we're trying to message to the legislators. You know, when this bill was passed a couple of years ago by the legislature, it wasn't really targeted toward PSVA in any way. It was targeted toward other agencies, but it's something that we just have to do now every year. But it is very interesting how we're basically comparing, since we have to be below the average, and we're part of the average, and there's only, I think, 6 agencies in the average. I think this number is gonna change over time, because all these other agencies are also having to comply with this, and I don't know, I think they're going to be, as Debbie said, maybe not being so judicious with their definition of how they calculate it, so that they can suddenly be below the average. We'll see.
Are those agencies similar in number to the number that PSTA serves? Are those other agencies close in numbers
Well,
or?
it's Hart in Tampa, Orlando, transit system, Jacksonville's transit system, Palm Beach County, Broward County, Fort Lauderdale,
So where do we
and
kinda fit
Miami-Dade.
Where do we kind of fit in that ranking as far as size, service size?
We are
Midway?
midway. Although, yeah, there's 6, we're fourth largest of that group.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, that's good.
We're in the middle, but our admin costs are very low.
So,
There is a big difference also that's not factored in, but you know, Broward, Palm Beach, and Miami-Dade are county departments. The transit is run by the county. And so like their overhead of HR and legal and I don't know, other things are actually just the county's HR department. And so their percentages, they're not even calculating the same thing that we're
Right.
calculating. PSDA, Hart, Orlando, and Jacksonville are all separate independent agencies.
right.
So
Okay, so that doesn't seem right. Okay, well, that's the only reason why I was asking where we compared in size, because not only with us being below the average, we're still servicing a great number of riders and constituents, and so I just wanted to see where we were with that, so thank you for that information. Do you have anything else that anyone wants to add?
I got a question. question?
Sure,
Thank
sure.
you, Chair. Is this something that we're are we actually recommending this, or was this just for informational
It's for
purposes?
informational purposes that we have to certify.
Are you gonna be presenting this to the finance committee? This is my first time on this committee, so I would have thought this
I
was.
am happy to present it to every committee because I'm proud of what we do,
Hey, it's
so.
great. I just, yeah, I think you should.
Oh, yeah.
I was wondering what kind of items come before this committee, and I was just wondering what the process was for here, so.
Yeah, executive for everything,
uh-huh.
we'll say that, but if Ms. Leos would, if it's requested for the finance, I'm sure she would.
Yeah, I think you should tell everybody you're down to 13%. That's pretty good.
Alright, sounds good, thank you so much, I
Oh, you're
appreciate
welcome.
that. So now we're gonna go and have an informational item with our January board agenda, Mr. Miller.
Thank you, Madam Chair. In your packet is the draft agenda, although I think perhaps some things are already coming off this. Right now, everything is being shown on consent. I think once we go to the finance committee and the planning committee, we will adjust some of these items to put as action items for the board to discuss. They wouldn't all be on consent. The CEO contract modification that the executive committee just recommended will be on there. Landscaping contract, coming to the finance committee. We contract out our landscaping here at this facility and then at our other transit centers to do that. Online verification software contract is not a very good wording to describe. We have a grant that we've discussed some to allow seniors and veterans and other people that qualify for a discount to hopefully someday be able to get those discounts applied to their credit card tapping on the buses by creating a virtual ID that verifies that they're a veteran or a senior person. Cause right now, your credit card does not know how old you are or anything about it when you tap it. Right now, seniors who tap their credit card on the buses are paying full price, are paying $225. And we're required by federal law to allow seniors and people with disabilities to do half price. And then the PSTA board has a policy to allow veterans to ride for free. So we are working with this grant and this federal system that is used for passports and other things called login.gov, where hopefully in a short while there'll be a way in which a person can just on their phone create a virtual ID that will validate that yes, I'm a veteran, and then type in your credit card number, and then it will then charge half price on the PSTA bus from then on, once you create that. So that's what that is. A contract, Grand Central Station Electric Chargers is a grant we received for some chargers to be installed down in Grand Central Station. Fire alarm contract extension, I don't think we need to go to the board.
Correct.
Right, so that'll come off.
Also 4E is not ready.
Oh, 4E is not gonna be ready, okay. And then the Vanpool contract extension, we operate a formerly known as T-BARTA Vanpool, but PSA now operates the Vanpool program through a contract with Enterprise Rent-A-Car Company. They lease vans to people. There's 400 and some vans operating through the Tampa Bay region. And we're doing a 1-year contract extension with Enterprise. We're recommending that while we complete an RFP for possibly a new vendor. Lucian Campillo over there is going to be presenting 2 items to the, I think, Finance Committee. The FDOT sidewalk easement is for the Clearwater Station. We are widening the sidewalk per city code as part of the project, and then since FDOT owns and maintains the current skinny sidewalk. When we make it wider, this is an easement just to allow FDOT to come onto our property to maintain the whole like 2 feet of the sidewalk on our area. CSX contract amendment, this is related to the flagging operation, also at the transit center on the other side of where the tracks are, where we're constructing, doing construction through an easement there. The intercontract amendment, I don't know if that's gonna come.
Yes, that's the one that was 99, and I said we need to take it to the board.
Oh, yeah. And do you remember what that is for?
APOS. The automated
Read some description.
automated passenger where they tap. The new APOS machines.
Oh, right. Right. So at our transit centers, in it is the name of the company that provides the Flamingo Fares, fare system for PSTA. And we are purchasing, new upgraded, credit card machines, essentially, for Clearwater and St. Petersburg and Pinellas Park, transit centers. And the last but not least, the great Diane Randall will come to the finance committee with a claim settlement. Those are always fun, for an accident that I think happened in, she told me, 2023. So yeah, starting off the new year with a bang, with lots of stuff. Happy to answer any questions about that.
Does anyone have any questions? So when will we know what will be deleted because they won't be ready? Are we gonna get a new?
Yes.
Yes, I'll talk to Rachel immediately after this.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
so we'll make sure we'll know what not, and then that'll give each commissioner an opportunity to pull something from consent if they needed to. Okay.
All these items will go to the finance committee or the planning committee, or like we already had one at the
Okay,
executive committee before they come to the board.
very good, okay.
And if there's no further questions, I would like to ask Trish Collins to kind of come up and give a quick update on an upcoming agenda item that is important to the executive committee, our strategic plan.
Good morning. It's great to be with you this morning. I just wanted to, as Brad said, share a quick update on the 5-year plan, our Vision 2030 strategic plan. As you know, we've been developing this plan in conjunction with the board, beginning with our spring workshops last year, where the board coalesced around and then eventually adopted 3 priorities to guide the strategic plan: financial responsibility, operational excellence, and community impact. Those priorities guide not only the strategic plan that we're creating, but also the budget and the scorecard that comes to the board every quarter that gives a transparent accounting of our performance, and then also trickles down to our performance evaluation process for administrative employees. So how are employees directly reviewed, merit increases, all of it stems from these 3 priorities that the board has helped us create. We are very close to finishing a draft of the entire strategic plan, and we're going to be bringing that to the planning committee and this executive committee next month for review. So teaser alert that that's coming. We really want board members' feedback on this. We want you to scrutinize the plan. We want it to be your vision for the agency because it does guide all of the other activities and projects and priorities for the agency. So you'll have a chance to scrutinize it, review the projects that are listed, review what's in it, let us know what you want to add or change or even remove. Then we'll bring a final version back to the board for final approval and then begin carrying out that vision. I'm happy to answer any questions or give any other information that you'd like. Sounds great.
Okay, well, thank you so much for that. I know we had a lot of fun when we were actually strategizing and pulling it together, so thank you so much for your work with this, and I'm excited to see what the presentation looks like and how we can use it, so thank you so much, Ms. Trish.
Thank you.
Alright, hearing no other comments or questions, does any other commissioner have any other business that they would like to?
Madam Chair, I have one other item.
Yes.
Thank you, Commissioner Share, for asking what does the executive committee do? And as we've kind of discussed, the executive committee kind of oversees the operation of the PSDA board. Things that relate to the whole PSDA board, like the strategic plan, the scorecards. And it also has a role that in the event of a vacancy on a committee, it can serve as the nominating committee rather than trying to get a nominating committee meeting scheduled, which is really only happens once a year at the end of the year. So in the interim, if there's vacancies. And we do have 2 new board members starting this month. Commissioner Nowicki, Vince Nowicki from Pinellas County Commission has been appointed to PSDA board. And then there will be a new person nominated from St. Petersburg, I think tomorrow. So right now we have 1 vacancy on the PSDA Legislative Committee because open. My goal is always to try to have every board member at PSDA, all 15 board members, have some involvement in the committees to spread the love, to have them all come up here to the second floor. And so I met with Commissioner Nowicki yesterday, and I would say maybe more he knew that he was gonna be assigned to committees. Don't wanna say that he was excited to do that, but he knew he had to do it. And so he was open to perhaps joining the PSA Legislative Committee.
Okay, do we speak to the St. Pete appointee as well?
Well, so then, since I have the 2 of you fine people, I was looking at the assignments of all the PSA board members, and Chair Vic Sanders and Commissioner Reed, you are the 2 PSA board members that are assigned to 4 committees. Some of those are the executive committee, and because you're an officer of PSDA, you have to be on that one. But I was wondering if either of you would be interested in maybe not serving on the planning committee and allowing the new St. Petersburg person to take that spot on the PSDA planning committee. But we don't have to decide that now if you don't want to. Because we don't know who the person's gonna be.
I thought I was off of that one, but I did something else, I forget
And
what I did.
then, yeah, thought she was too.
Yeah,
She left
I came off
planning
the
to come to
planning committee and
legislative.
came to here, right? Isn't that what I did?
The list that Rachel gave me was that you're still on planning.
Yes, that is correct. Well, I thought I was not,
Okay,
and I have not been
would
coming.
you like not to be?
Yes.
Okay, there is
We
settled.
thought she was off, we talked about that
There's
this morning, we thought,
Yeah, we
okay.
were, yeah.
Yeah, we thought she was off the plane.
Okay, so, well, if that is the case, thank you. If you'd like to make the recommendation, that we go to the board with this, that Commissioner Nowicki be appointed to the legislative committee, and then St. Petersburg person be appointed to the planning committee in lieu of Commissioner Reed.
Okay, and that fits.
I'll make a motion that Commissioner Nowicki be appointed to the legislative committee.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, those opposed? Yes, Ms.
Don't forget to call
Rachel.
for public comment.
Oh,
Because it's an action item on the agenda.
do you have public comment on this recommendation? Okay, so seeing no public comment, do I have to go back and revote?
No.
Okay. All right, so that's where we are. Well, thank you for that, Mr. Miller.
And would you like to make a motion on appointing the St. Petersburg person to the planning committee in lieu instead of Commissioner Reed?
Can Can we make a motion to appoint somebody?
Yeah, I
We don't
gotta
know
say,
who
he
they are?
hasn't been, we haven't ratified it yet, so we won't be able
Okay,
to
well,
do
we
that
can
until
we can
tomorrow.
stay on it.
So we can wait on him, yeah, cause he hasn't been officially appointed or voted on yet, so. That's the only reason why I didn't bring it up, cause as you
But
said.
you're officially off me,
Okay.
I guess.
Okay, alright, well, that works, seeing no other requests to speak or any other business, our next meeting will be February 4th at 10 a.m. here, meeting is adjourned.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, I appreciate you.
You too, it's good to see you, thank you.
Yeah, so we will